Hello students, welcome you all. So today we are going to discuss exercise 10.5. We'll start with question number 1. So let's start it. In figure 10.36, that means in this figure, A, B, C are 3 points on a circle with center O such that angle BOC equal to 30 degree. So you can see A, B, C are 3 points on the circle. It is given that angle BOC equal to 30. BOC, this angle is 30 degree, you can see it. Angle AOB equal to 60. AOB, this angle is 60 degree. If D is a point on the circle other than arc ABC, so you can see D is a point other than the arc ABC, find angle ADC. So let's start it. Here you can see we have to first find angle AOC. Angle AOC is equal to sum of angle AOB plus angle BOC. So that will be equal to 60 degree plus 30 degree, which is equal to 90 degree. Okay, but you can see angle AOC and angle ADO, this angle and this angle, they have a relation. What is that? You can see angle AOC is an angle subtended by this arc at the center, and angle ADC is angle subtended by the same arc on the circumference. Okay, so you know that angle AOC is equal to 2 times angle ADC. Why? Give reason. Angle subtended by an arc at center is 2 times the angle subtended by it on any other side of the circle. Okay, so angle AOC is equal to 2 times angle ADC, implies that you can write angle AOC, you know the value, that is 90 degree. So 90 degree is equal to 2 into angle ADC, this angle, implies we need angle ADC, so 2 will be divided here. So 90 by 2 is equal to angle ADC, which will be equal to, implies 90 by 2 is 45, is equal to angle ADC. So angle ADC is equal to 45 degree. So this is the solution for question number 1. So now we will start question number 2. A chord of a circle is equal to radius of a circle. So a chord is given, let AB be that chord. AB chord is equal to radius of the circle, that means AO and BO, these are the radius. So AO equal to BO equal to AB. Find the angle subtended by the chord at a point on the minor arc and also at a point on the major arc. So you can see that chord AB, angle subtended by this chord at a point on the major arc, angle ACB, this angle, and at the major arc, minor arc is ADB. Okay, so we have to find these two angles. So let's start it. Okay, so here we have given AO equal to BO equal to CO. You can write AO equals BO equals CO. It implies that AOB is an isosceles triangle. So you can write, so angle AOB equal to angle OAB and equal to angle OBA. All the angles will be equal to 60 degree. Why? You can write equilateral triangle. You are already given this region. Equilateral triangle. Now angle AOB equal to 60 degree. Look at it. Angle AOB, this angle is 60 degree. Now this chord AB or this arc ADB is making an angle AOB at the center. Now the same chord or same arc is subtending the angle ACB at this point C. So we can say angle AOB is equal to 2 times angle ACB. Angle AOB is equal to 2 times angle ACB, isn't it? Why? You can give the region theorem 10.8. So what the theorem is saying? Theorem says the angle subtended by an arc at the center is double the angle subtended by it at any point of the remaining part of the circle. So now implies, now we have angle AOB, we have found angle AOB 60 degree. 60 degree is equal to 2 times angle ACB, implies angle ACB is equal to 60 degree divided by 2, which is equal to 30 degree. So we got angle ACB is 30 degree. Again ADBC, ADBC is a cyclic quadrilateral. You can see it is a cyclic quadrilateral. Therefore, we can say, we know that in a cyclic quadrilateral, sum of the opposite angles is 180 degree. Why? Theorem 10.11, according to theorem 10.11. So we can say angle C, or you can say angle ACB. Angle ACB plus angle ADB will be equal to 180 degree. Implies, you know the value of angle ACB, that is 30 degree. So you can write 30 degree plus angle ADB is equal to 180 degree. Then here we will write, implies, we know we want this angle ADB. ADB will be equal to 180 degree minus 30 degree, which will be equal to 50 degree. So we got angle ADB. This angle is 150 degree. Okay. So this is the solution for question number 2. Now we will move to the next question. So now we will discuss question number 3. In figure 10.37, in this figure, PQR equal to 100 degree. You can see PQR, this angle is equal to 100 degree, where PQR are point on a circle. So PQR are point on a circle, we can clearly see it, with center O. So you can also see center is O. Find angle OPR. Okay, OPR. Okay, we need to find this small angle OPR, this angle. Okay, so what we have given? We have given angle PQR, that is 100 degree. So let's try to solve it. Here angle PQR is equal to 100 degree. Angle POR, actually this is the reflex angle, we have to write reflex. So reflex angle POR, that means this angle, that angle I have demarked, is equal to 2 times angle PQR. Why? According to theorem 10.8, what 10.8 theorem said? Angle subtended by an arc, this arc, at the center, this arc is subtending the angle, this angle, reflex angle POR is 2 times the angle subtended by it on any other part. That means PQR, this angle, this arc is subtending another angle, this PQR, at another part. That means reflex angle POR, reflex angle POR is equal to 2 times angle PQR, 2 times angle PQR. Now implies angle POR is equal to 2 into PQR, 2 into 100 degree, which is equal to 200 degree. Now we have got this angle. Now we can find this angle POR. We have found reflex POR. Now we can find angle POR. Now angle POR is equal to 360 degree minus reflex POR, that is 200 degree, which is equal to 160 degree. Now triangle POR, come to triangle POR. In triangle POR, what you have? OP equal to OR. OP equals OR. Why? Reason is radii of same circle. Now therefore angle OPR will be equal to angle ORP. So angle OPR, look at the figure again, OPR is equal to ORP. Okay, and sum of the three angle is 180 degree. Sum of the three interior angle of a triangle is 180 degree, and you can write angle POR plus angle OPR plus angle ORP equal to 180 degree, implies we know the value of angle POR. This angle we have found where it is, POR. Here it is. Angle POR is equal to 160. So instead of POR you can write 160 degree plus angle OPR. This angle is equal to angle ORP. Therefore you can write 2 into angle OPR is equal to 180 degree, implies. Now we'll put this 160 degree to RHS. So 2 into angle OPR is equal to 180 degree minus 160 degree equal to 20 degree. Now we have 2 into angle OPR equal to 20 degree. Here we will find, implies angle OPR is equal to 20 degree divided by 2, which will be equal to 10 degree. So we got our answer, that is 10 degree for angle OPR. This angle is 10 degree. So this is it. Now we'll move to the next question. So now we'll discuss question number 4. In figure 10.38, that means in this figure, angle ABC equal to 69 degree. Angle ABC, look at the figure, this angle is equal to 69 degree. Angle ACB equal to 31 degree. Angle ACB, this angle is equal to 31 degree. Find angle BDC. Find angle BDC. You have to find this angle. Okay. So here you can see this is an arc. Okay. This arc is subtending an angle BAC, and this same arc is subtending another angle, that is BDC. That means angle A must be equal to angle D. If we can find angle A, then angle D will be definitely equal to angle A. So first of all we will find angle A. Okay, so let's start. Just write what it is given here. In triangle ABC, angle ABC is equal to 69 degree. 69 degree. Okay, then angle ACB equal to 31 degree. We have to find this angle, and we know the sum of the three angle is 180 degree. Just write it. Angle ABC plus angle ACB plus angle BAC equal to 180 degree, implies, but it is given to us, two of the angle are known to us. So let's write these angles. ABC is 69 degree plus ACB is 31 degree plus this is not known to us, BAC, just write it, equal to 180 degree, implies 61 plus 39 will be 0, 100. So 100 degree plus BAC angle is equal to 180 degree, implies angle BAC is equal to 180 degree minus 100 equal to 80 degree. So we got angle BAC. Here angle BAC is equal to angle BDC. Give reason why. Angle subtended by the same arc. Angle subtended by same arc implies angle BDC is equal to, BAC and BDC are equal. We have BAC equal to 80, so BDC equal to 80 degree. Okay, so this is it. Now we'll move to the next question. So now we'll discuss question number 5. In figure 10.39, A, B, C and D are 4 points on a circle. So A, B, C and D are 4 points on this circle. AC and BD intersect at a point E such that angle BC equal to 130 degree. So you can see AC and BD intersect at a point E and the angle BEC, this angle is equal to 130 degree. Angle ECD equal to 20 degree. Angle ECD, this angle is equal to 20 degree. Find angle BAC. BAC, so we have to find this angle. You know that angle subtended by the same arc is equal. Therefore, angle BAC will be equal to angle BDC. So both the angle will be equal. We can easily find angle BDC. So first we will try angle BDC. Okay, try to find angle BDC. Okay, let's try it. We will move to one triangle, triangle EDC. In triangle EDC, angle BEC is an exterior angle. Angle BEC is an exterior angle. Therefore, angle BEC is equal to sum of the interior opposite angle. That means angle ECD plus angle EDC implies, you know the measure of angle is BEC, this angle 130 degree equal to angle ECD. Look at the figure, angle ECD is 20 degree, just write 20 degree plus angle EDC, EDC you don't know, just write angle EDC as it is, implies, just bring this 20 degree to LHS, so 130 degree minus 20 degree is equal to angle EDC, implies this will be 110 degree is equal to angle EDC. Now you know that angle EDC is equal to angle BAC, but angle EDC is equal to angle BAC. Why? Angle of the same segment, or you can write theorem 10.9. So implies angle BAC is equal to 110 degree. So this is your solution for question number 5. Now we'll move to the next question. So now we'll discuss question number 6. ABCD is a cyclic quadrilateral whose diagonals intersect at point E. So you can see ABCD is a cyclic quadrilateral and diagonal AC and BD are intersecting at point E. If angle DBC equal to 70 degree, DBC, this angle is equal to 70 degree, angle BAC equal to 30 degree, angle BAC, this angle is equal to 30 degree. Find angle BCD. Find angle BCD. Okay, first this angle you have to find. Okay, then further, if AB equal to BC, AB equal to BC, just clear the figure. Here AB equal to BC, then also find angle ECD. Angle ECD. Okay, this angle. So you have to find two angle. Angle BCD. BCD means this big angle. Angle ECD means this small angle. Okay, so let's start it. Okay, 1 second. Here angle BAC is equal to 30 degree. Similarly, angle BDC will also equal to 30 degree. Why? They are the angle of the same segment, this segment. Okay, na? So we can write angle BAC is equal to angle BDC, angle of same segment. Same segment. Now we have this angle is 30 degree, that means angle BAC is 30 degree, implies that you can write angle BDC equal to 30 degree. Now you come to triangle BDC triangle. BDC triangle. We have two angles. One angle is 70, another angle is 30. So that we can find this angle now. Now in triangle BDC, angle BDC plus angle DCB plus angle DBC equal to 180 degree, implies we know sum of the measure of the sum angle. Angle BDC, this angle is 30 degree plus angle DCB we don't know, just write DCB plus angle DBC, this is your 70 degree, is equal to 180 degree, implies, now just add this 30 plus 70, that is 100. So angle DCB, this angle plus 100 degree is equal to 180, implies angle DCB is equal to 180 minus 100, which will be equal to 80 degree. So we needed this angle, angle DCB. This angle we needed. Oh, it's written BCD. DCB and BCD same. Implies that you can write angle BCD instead of DCB. Both are same. Angle BCD is equal to 80 degree. So we have found this angle. Further, it is saying AB equal to BC. AB equal to BC. We'll write that again. AB equals BC. Now in triangle ABC, if AB is equal to BC, therefore their opposite angles must be equal. Therefore you can say angle BAC. So angle BAC is equal to this angle, angle BCA. Angle BCA implies angle BAC, you can see in the figure, is 30 degree. 30 degree is equal to angle BCA. This angle 30 degree, we got it. Now we need to find this angle. We have to find angle ECD. Now angle ECD, look at the figure, angle ECD is equal to what? Angle BCD minus this 30 degree is equal to, you can write angle BCD minus 30 degree, implies angle ECD equal to angle BCD. BCD we had found just BCD was equal to 80 degree. So instead of BCD we will write 80 minus 30 implies angle ECD is equal to 80 minus 30 is your 50 degree. So we got two angles. Angle ECD is 50 degree. Angle BCD is your 80 degree. So this is the solution for question number 6. Now we'll move to the next question. So now we'll discuss question number 7. If diagonals of a cyclic quadrilateral are diameters of the circle through the vertices of the quadrilateral, prove that it is a rectangle. So what is given? Given to us is that ABCD is a cyclic quadrilateral and the diagonals AC and BD are the diameters of the circle. So we have to prove that ABCD is a rectangle. So let's start it. Here AC, will start with AC. AC is a diameter. You know that angle subtended by the diameter is at the circumference is 90 degree. So that you can say angle ABC. So angle ABC is equal to 90 degree. And angle ADC equal to 90 degree. Give reason. Angle subtended by the diameter. Angle subtended by the diameter. Now again AC was a diameter. Again BD is also the diameter design. BD is a diameter. So angle subtended by BD, that is angle DAB or BAD, you can say angle BAD equal to 90 degree, and angle BCD is also equal to 90 degree. Same angle subtended by the diameter. Now you see, in a quadrilateral all the angles are 90 degree. That means angle A is 90 degree, angle B is 90 degree, angle C, angle D, all the angles are 90 degrees. Hence ABCD is a rectangle. Okay, hence proved. Now we'll move to the next question. So let's start question number 8. If the non-parallel sides of a trapezium are equal, that means what is given? Here ABCD is a trapezium in which non-parallel side, that is AD and BC, are equal. Prove that it is cyclic. Okay. Here we have to do one thing. We have to construct AM and BN. So first we start with construction. Construct AM perpendicular DC and BN perpendicular DC. BN perpendicular and N perpendicular to DC. This is what we have to construct. Then we will move to the proof. Now we have two triangles, triangle ADN and triangle BCN. Here triangle ADM is congruent to triangle BCN. Why? Give reason. As AD equal to BC, AD equals to BC, angle AMD equal to angle BNC, AMD equal to angle BNC, region 90 degree. Then another one thing, AM equal to BN, AM equal to BN. Why? As AB is parallel to DC and AM and BN are the perpendicular distance, so they must be equal. You can write as AB, region is AB parallel DC, and the criteria for congruency is a right angle, hypotenuse, side. Here right angle, hypotenuse and side. You can give region. Region is RHS. Okay. Now, as these two triangles are congruent, their corresponding parts will be equal. So you can write. So angle D will be equal to angle C. Angle D equals angle C. Okay. This much we needed. Region is your CPCT. Okay. Now, as AB parallel DC, just write AB parallel DC. So angle BAD, this angle, big angle, so angle BAD plus angle ADC, or you can just write angle D plus angle D is equal to 180 degree. Okay. Now, but angle D equal to angle C. Angle D is equal to angle C. So angle BAD, just write angle BAD plus, instead of angle D you can write angle C, plus angle C is equal to 180 degree. Now look at the figure. Angle BAD, this angle plus angle C. The sum of angle BAD and angle C is 180 degree. This shows that opposite angles of a quadrilateral are, sum of the opposite angle of a quadrilateral are 180 degree. Hence, just write, hence ABCD is a cyclic quadrilateral. Give region. Region is your theorem 10.12. Okay. So this is the solution for question number 8. Now we'll move to the next question. Question number 9. So let's start question number 9. Two circles intersect at 2 points B and C. So you can see two circles, they are intersecting at 2 points, that is one point is B, another point is C. Through B, two lines segment ABD and PBQ are drawn to intersect these circles at point AD and PQ respectively. So you see two lines ABD, this line, and PBQ intersect each other, okay, and intersect these circles at point AD and PQ respectively. So we have to prove something here. What we have to prove? Prove that angle ACP, look at the figure, angle ACP, this angle is equal to angle QCD. Angle QCD, okay, this angle. Okay, we have to prove these two angles are equal. So let's try it. Very simple. Look, we'll take two angles, these two angles. Angle ABP. Angle ABP is equal to angle DBQ, this angle DBQ. Region is your vertically opposite angle. Okay, now we have two angles are equal, but you see that angle PBA or ABP is equal to angle ACP, this angle. Why? Because they are the angle subtended by the same arc, isn't it? This arc is subtending this angle PBA or APB, and another angle ACP, but you can write angle ABP, angle ABP is equal to angle ACP. Okay, and come to this triangle, this circle, angle DBQ, this angle is equal to angle DCQ, this angle, or you can say QCD, here it is written QCD, so QCD, this angle. Why? They are the also angle subtended by the same segment or same arc, you can say. This arc is subtending this angle DBQ and angle QCD. So you write this angle DBQ is equal to angle QCD. So as you can see, angle ABP is equal to angle ACP, and DBQ is equal to, look at it, DBQ equal to QCD. Therefore, you can say angle ACP will be equal to angle QCD. So angle ACP is equal to angle QCD. Okay. So this is your solution. So very simple solution. You just give the regions. I have not written the regions here. You just write the regions. What the region? Region is angle of the same segment. Here also the same region, angle of the same segment. So this is the solution for question number 9. Now we'll move to the next question, question number 10. If circles are drawn taking two sides of a triangle's diameter, prove that the point of intersection of these circles lie on the third side. So taking two sides of a triangle's diameter. So we'll take a triangle ABC, suppose ABC, and tracking AB as diameter, we'll draw one circle like this, and taking AC as diameter, we'll draw another circle like this. We have to prove that these points, the point of intersection of these two circles, will lie on this third side, that is BC. Okay. So we'll assume that let the point of intersection be a D. Okay. So let the point of intersection be D. Now join AD, BD and CD. AD, BD and CD. Now after joining this much, we will move to the first circle. Now AB is the diameter here. AB is the diameter. You know that angle subtended by this semicircle, that means this is the semicircle, diameter AB is the diameter. So angle subtended by this semicircle will be 90 degree. So you can write, so angle ADB equal to 90 degree. Again, AC is the diameter. AC is the diameter. So angle ADC equal to 90 degree. Now angle ADB plus angle ADC plus angle ADC equal to 90 degree plus 90 degree, which is equal to 180 degree, isn't it? Now angle ADB plus ADC, these two angles, sum of these two angles is 180 degree. Therefore we can say BDC. So BDC, these 3 points will lie on a line. Is it possible that BDC and BC are separate line? Hence you can write, hence BDC, or you can say D lies on BC, hence D lies on BC. Okay. So now we'll move to the next question, question number 11. So let's start question number 11. ABC and ADC are two right triangle. You can see ABC and ADC are two right triangle with common hypotenuse AC. So common hypotenuse is AC here. Prove that angle CAD, once again, angle CAD, this angle is equal to angle CBD, this angle. We have to prove this. Okay. Now we have a theorem. If a line segment, now line segment is AC is subtending equal angle at two different points on the same side. That means angle ABC and angle ADC, which are equal. Okay. You just write here angle ABC is equal to angle ADC. Hence, ABDC are concyclic. Why? Reason is theorem 10.9. Yes, 10.9. So, as per theorem 10.9, if a side or if a line segment is subtending equal angle at two different points on the same side, then we can say they are concyclic. Hence, if they are concyclic, we can say hence angle CAD will be equal to angle CBD. Why? Because CD, this is a segment, okay, and this segment is subtending equal. This segment will subtend equal angles as ABDC are concyclic, so that this angle and this angle, these are the angles subtended by the same segment. You can write angle subtended by the same segment. So this is a very simple and easy solution, just 2 to 3 lines. So now I will move to the next question. So question number 12, prove that a cyclic parallelogram is a rectangle. So what is given? Given is that ABCD is a parallelogram. So here ABCD is a parallelogram. As ABCD is a parallelogram, opposite angles must be equal. So angle A is equal to angle C. Give reason opposite angles of a parallelogram. But ABCD is cyclic. But ABCD are concyclic. So angle A plus angle C, as angle A and angle C are opposite angles, angle A plus angle C will be equal to 180 degree. But angle A equal to angle C implies that angle A is equal to angle C is equal to 90 degree. Okay. So angle A is equal to angle C equal to 90 degree, and it is given that ABCD is a parallelogram. Okay. In a parallelogram, if one of the angle is 90 degree, then we can say this, that will be a rectangle. Hence, ABCD is a rectangle. Okay, as one of the angle is 90 degree. So this is the solution for this question, and this is the end of this exercise also. Please complete the exercise and submit the copy. Okay, thank you.